Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. I very welcome my friends and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there? It must be, because it's been announced that Matrix 4 is coming with the return of Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss. Now, are you telling me that's not better than Keanu cameoing in an MCU movie and talking about the MCU? Their fans are in freaking tears tonight because Spider-Man will no longer be part of the MCU. And isn't it ironic, on the day that it was announced that Spider-Man Far From Home will be re-released in cinemas for 4 extra minutes of footage just through Disney's greed, the same thing has cost them Spider-Man in the MCU. Yes, they wanted a 50-50 share of the profits, not the 5% they were getting. And guess what? Sony said no, because Sony are developing their own cinematic universe, which of course includes Venom and Morbius, and Spider-Man could really fit in with that. Now, a lot of people, I saw one kind of screen rant writer, I think he's a screen rant writer, profile picture, kind of an MCU Avengers Endgame t-shirt, so very biased. And basically, he said that a Spider-Man 3 will make no money at the cinema because it's not part of the MCU. Let's be absolutely clear here. Spider-Man is the most popular character in Marvel Comics. And despite what these MCU stands think, Spider-Man is bigger than the MCU. Bigger. Spider-Man doesn't need the MCU. But how ironic that a Marvel character, the top Marvel character, will no longer be part of something called the Marvel Cinematic Universe through the mouse's greed. You know, I've been sniffing this for a very long time. Even their Phase 4 kind of list of movies isn't very awe-inspiring, is it? Empires are destroyed from within, and their greed is destroying them. They haven't got a very exciting Phase 4 slate, and now this. And you know, when you add that to Thor: Love and Thunder, a very underwhelming announcement as well. Announcements from the MCU. Look, I'm really shocked that a company as smart as Disney would, do something so stupid. Having Spider-Man as part of the MCU was a massive thing. It was a groundbreaking moment, and they've lost it through their own greed. But let me be clear here, as a very big Spider-Man fan from my childhood, watching the animated series Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, I think this is the best thing that could happen to the character. I didn't like the MCU Spider-Man. I think Tom Holland is amazing. He's age accurate. He's so Peter Parker and he's a great Spider-Man. But ultimately, they watered him down. Aunt May, I'm sorry, Marissa Tomei as Aunt May, no way. And, Uncle Tony Stark and all that nonsense. No Uncle Ben. We've really had to wait for Joe Jameson as well. We got him in the post-credit scene in Spider-Man Far From Home, but it just hasn't been good enough. Is Zendaya a good enough? MJ, you make your own minds up. You make your own minds up and tell me. I thought in Captain America Civil War, it was a great introduction. I thought, this is going to be awesome. Feige really knows what he's doing, which he normally does. But this is a big mistake by Disney, a massive mistake. And they'll try and not talk about it very much. I'm sure Sony will make an announcement unless they can renegotiate, which I very much doubt it now. This has hit the public persona because Sony have leaked this. Sony have leaked this because I think at first, after Amazing Spider-Man 2, maybe Sony were quite desperate. The movie studio wasn't doing very well. They just thought, you know what, Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know what, Kevin Feige, we need you to do this so we can reap the profits in. And some people will say, aren't Sony being stupid here? It's ready-made printed money. But I think at Sony, they sniff something. They're being greedy as well. They want everything for themselves. And I think with what they're developing, I'm very interested as well. And don't forget who's directing Venom 2 as well. So some very interesting, exciting moves are happening over at Sony. And as I said on the top of the show, this is massive for the Spider-Man character because I don't think they did a good enough job. They watered him down. It was all about fitting the Disney kind of remit of cute and funny. And Spider-Man can be cute and funny, but he has to be a lot more than that. And I think the die-hard Spider-Man fans are the same as the die-hard Incredible Hulk fans. They don't really like the MCU. I don't like Professor Hulk. I think Professor Hulk is an abomination, and we know Abomination is a creature that the Hulk fought in the Incredible Hulk movie, probably the best movie in MCU history. Unpopular opinion. I was watching that film on Netflix today. It really is good, and I really would like to see the Ed Norton cut. By the way, so that's that. Not officially at the moment, but when Deadline reports it, it's pretty official that Spider-Man will no longer be part of the MCU. Now let's quickly talk about the Matrix 4. I didn't see this happening. I did hear some rumours enough because everyone's kind of linking Keanu to the MCU, to the DCEU, everywhere. And of course, naturally, because he's so popular now, because of John Wick, they were talking about the Matrix 4. But it's happening. It's official with the Wazowskis. I'm excited. I'm excited. And as you know, I can't even remember what happened at the end of Matrix 3. Never mind Matrix 4. But this is a great night. If you're a true Spider-Man fan, this is a great night. And if you're a fan of the Matrix series, and I am a fan of all the movies, I know some people don't like 2 and 3, but I love the whole franchise. And I think this is really, really exciting. Of course, it just confirms that Hollywood have no imagination and they keep on rebranding and redoing things that can make them ready-made money. But I don't care about that right now. That's a conversation for another time. We are getting a Matrix 4 and it's fucking awesome. So please comment down below. What do you think of the potential news that talks have broken down between Sony and Disney and Spider-Man will no longer be part of the MCU? And what do you think about Matrix 4 coming? I'm buzzing, but I really need to know what you think.